Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to explain what is my least favorite Kingdom Hearts games, or my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game. Now I do have all the Kingdom Hearts games. All the Kingdom Hearts games that has been released. And as I said in my last video, I have played Kingdom Hearts when it first came out, all the way in the PlayStation 2 days, in like 2002 I think is when it came out. I also played Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PlayStation 2 as well. I also played Birth by Sleep. And on the PlayStation 3, I got the 1.5 and the 2.5 back on the PlayStation 3, which had Kingdom Hearts 1, Chain of Memories, and then cinematic for 365 Days Over 2. And then the 2.5 had Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep, and Recoded. I had those games on the PlayStation 3. And then somebody let me borrow their, I think it's like 2.9, I think it's called, where I had Dream Drop Distance, Kingdom Hearts 0.2, Birth by Sleep, A Fragmentary Passage, and Kingdom Hearts X cover. Black X cover. Or Kingdom Hearts X Black cover. My brother let me borrow this game before I came into possession of this. And one of my best friends gave me this game as a gift. So, yeah, I either seen all the cutscenes because 365 Days Recoded and the black cover ones, or cinematics for this. So I've seen either all the cutscenes, or I've seen all the cutscenes and played all the games, if that makes sense. Like, it's a combination of both. So I'm caught up in the Kingdom Hearts universe, right? So here's my least favorite, Kingdom Hearts game. And I will be judging it from, gameplay standpoint and story based. The first game I will go over is more story based, and it will be Kingdom Hearts Recoded. Now, here's the what Google says Kingdom Hearts Recoded is about. Kingdom Hearts Recoded follows the story of Donald, Dog, Goofy, Jiminy Cricket, and King Mickey in Disney Castle after the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Jiminy Cricket was attempting to organize what is known as Jiminy's Journal after completing his adventure with Sora, when he noticed a line that said, "Thank Naminé." Now, he kind of already did notice that line in Kingdom Hearts 2, when Sora, Donald, and Goofy and Jiminy woke up from their slumber, and Jiminy did go to his journal, and the only thing that was written in his journal was "Thank Naminé," so technically he already noticed in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it wasn't really tackled that much until Recoded. And Recoded kind of goes into the whole data space thing. It kind of goes this digital for Kingdom Hearts. And it's a recap. Now the plot is good. I like the description of what Google says for Kingdom Hearts Recoded, but I think the execution of the story landed flat to me. Cause two games, we had three really recaps in the Kingdom Hearts game universe that ultimately tried to propel the story even more. We first had we had Chain of Memories, which landed on the Game Boy, which later on landed on the PlayStation in general, and then Recoded, which landed on I think the Nintendo DS. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure which platform. Oh wait, it says yeah, Nintendo DS is where Recoded came on, and then we had this game, which at the very least 75 to 80% of the cutscenes in here is a giant recap of what happened in these two the Kingdom Hearts games that came before it. Which Melody and Memory comes out in the Kingdom Hearts timeline is after the events of Kingdom Hearts 3. So we already so we have 3 recaps, right? Recode is a recap. It does kind of lend itself to some sort of recap in the game. Melody and Memory, as I just said, lends itself, like, for the most part in the game, kind of like a recap, because Kairi explains what happens in each Kingdom Hearts game, and it's a rhythm-based game. And Recoded. Oh, sorry. Chain of Memories is, too, because we go to the worlds that Sora, Donald, and Goofy been to in Kingdom Hearts 1, because Chain of Memories takes place after Kingdom Hearts 1, before Kingdom Hearts 2, and Recoded, or not Recoded. Oh yeah, Recoded, but also before 365 Days Over 2. And I think Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories did that whole execution of here's what happened last time better. Because, like, sure, the gameplay was card based, but it kind of goes to, like, okay, we're going to do a recap, but we're going to make it where we go through the castle. The farther Sora goes in the castle, the more he forgets about his memory. And the Organization 13 kind of tries to tamper with Sora's memory. Not recorded. Melody and Memory, spoiler alert for those who has not played Kingdom Hearts 3. This takes place after Kingdom Hearts 3. The good guys are trying to find Sora, because Kairi got killed by Xehanort in Kingdom Hearts 3, but Sora managed to bring her back from the land of the dead, but in doing so, he ultimately sacrificed himself to protect her, to bring her back, if that makes sense. Which I'm planning to stream, these games, so you guys will see what I mean, if you guys don't know already. But, so, Melody and Memory is about them trying to find Sora. Which they don't, spoiler alert, in the game. They have a lead towards the end of the game, but most of the game is like a recap. And I feel like Melody and Memory and Chain of Memories does the whole recap and their execution better than Recoded. Like I said, I think the whole plot of what Goku gave us was good. I think what they were trying to go for is good. I just think the execution was off, if that makes sense. It could have been a bit better. And that's just my stance on it. I have not played the game because I don't have I never had a Nintendo DS. But thankfully, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 and this game had the scenes for Recoded, so I was able to at least see the cutscenes and follow along what was going on, thankfully. So that's in terms of like the story, I feel like is like the weakest Kingdom Hearts game. And I want to note before I continue, all of what I say in this video is my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion than me in terms of what your like least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of story or execution wise, and disagrees with me about Recoded, I will not judge you guys for that. I welcome opposing opinions as well. Different opinions, similar opinions, all of that is welcomed on this channel. So with that said, I'm going to go to what do I think is the worst Kingdom Hearts, or I should say worst. Which Kingdom Hearts game is my least favorite game in terms of gameplay? So, I like to mention, I've played, like I said earlier, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Birth by Sleep. I also played the Fragmentary Passage and Drip Drop Distance. I also played Kingdom Hearts 3, Melody of Memory. So I played as many Kingdom Hearts games as I could. My least favorite Kingdom Hearts game, out of the games that I did play, is has to be Drip Drop Distance, which I'll quickly look at the synopsis up first, and I'll read it off to you. So jump cut. So here's the synopsis for Kingdom Hearts Drip Drop Distance, which it came on the 3DS, which is why I didn't play it, because I didn't play the 3DS or the DS, really. I should say I never owned it. I played it, but I never owned a DS or a 3DS. So I never really had a chance to play those games. None of my friends scored an OPAD those games. But with that said, here's what Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream is about. 3D is like the 3D game Drip Drop Distance. So Kingdom Hearts Drip Drop Distance is an action role-playing video game, developed and published by Square Enix for the Nintendo 3DS. Revealed at E3 2010, the game is the 7th installment in the Kingdom Hearts series, and was released in Japan in March of 2019. 2012, I mean, sorry. Now, Drip Drop Distance is a playable game in here. For the most part, Drip Drop Distance is a pretty fun game. It is. The story is good. I really like the story. Drip Drop Distance is really about Sora and Riku's mastery, Keyblade their mastery exam to determine whether or not Yen Sid will bestow the rank of Keyblade Master on Riku and Sora. Spoiler alert for Drip Drop Distance. Riku passes. He gets the name Keyblade Master, or the title, I should say. Sora doesn't, because he fails. And I like the plot. And I even like the worlds. That's the one thing I can say I like about all the Kingdom Hearts games. I do love the worlds that we get to go to in each Kingdom Hearts game. I am still wanting a Star Wars world, which I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt, in Kingdom Hearts. I'm also a massive Kingdom Hearts. I'm also a massive Star Wars fan, and I'll link my main channel in the pinned comments down below. So if you guys want to see me talk about more Star Wars type stuff, you guys can. So yeah, I have no issue with the worlds that they put in Kingdom Hearts. I just wish the Star Saturn world was in like Chain of Memories and Melody of Memories. If those of you who played Chain of Memories and slash or Melody of Memories will understand why I'm saying that. Especially since those two games would have made sense to bring back Tarzan's Road. But the reason why Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is my least favorite game to play. Like, I can deal with like being Sora and Riku because technically it's the second game to have done that. The first game that lets us choose between Sora and Riku was in Chain of Memories. The first game, I should say the first game, but the other game that lets us choose between multiple different characters was Birth by Sleep. And we get to choose between Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. But, and Birth by Sleep, side note, is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games. But back to the topic, as I take a swig of water. The reason why Dream Drop Distance is my least favorite game is, which I know this kind of a lengthy explanation, but you guys will see why. I don't mind playing as Sora and Riku, but like especially since like Chain of Memories did that, right? But Chain of Memories got that better. And here's why I feel like Chain of Memories got that better. In Dream Drop Distance, you get a timer, this timer, pretty much. And it dictates how long it can be for either Sora or Riku before the game forces you to change. Now, granted, I wouldn't mind that so much. I honestly wouldn't mind that so much. But Dream Drop Distance, it doesn't care if you're in a boss battle. It will switch you to either Sora or Riku in the middle of a boss battle. And you could have, for example, one more hit before defeating the boss. And it will switch you. It won't care. And it's extremely frustrating. I think the part that got me rage the most was when I was at I think I was Sora at Tron's World, right? And or maybe I was Riku at Tron's World. And I was so I think I was Riku at Tron's World because I just beat Pinocchio's World, like Monstro and stuff, the carnival. And I think I was at Sora and Tron's World. That was this one part where I had a hard time figuring out to get past in Tron's World. No biggie, because if I did continue, I would have figured it out. But the thing that got me is that I could not get past this boss battle on Monstro's World or Pinocchio's World in Dream Drop Distance. And I think I was at Sora's. I forgot which boss it was. I believe it was towards the end of the game. Towards the end of the world, I mean. And it kept switching me. Of course I died, so I wasn't, of course I was kind of annoyed, but that wasn't really getting me mad, per se, if that makes sense. The fact that I kept up getting close 3 times in a row, and it forced me to change, when I was getting, momentum, when I was getting my groove, and it switched me to, Riku side, made me mad. Chain of Memories doesn't do that. It has its own separate story for Sora, own separate story for Riku, and in a sense, is the same way in Recoded. Sora has his own story. Rico has his own story. Even though in Dream Drop Distance they're more connected than they were in Chain of Memories. But still, my point still stands. It's extremely frustrating when you're like having to be like forced to switch characters and you're in a boss fight, just getting your mojo. And then if you try to switch back, you have like really short time before the game forces you to switch again. So you might as well like run the timer out until it forces you to switch back. It's frustrating. Really, really frustrating. So I remember when I actually started to play Dream Drop Distance, when I got to the part that I was just referring to, I had enough, so I rage quit Dream Drop Distance. Watch the cutscenes on YouTube. Dream Drop Distance is the only Kingdom Hearts game where I ever rage quit at. Now, granted that I do plan on streaming that game on this channel, but doesn't change the fact that Dream Drop Distance is the only Kingdom Hearts game that I rage quit at. For that reason, if it didn't force you to change characters, the chances of me beating that game would have been 99.9%. 99.999%. So, that's why I'm saying Dream Drop Distance is my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of gameplay. It has a really nice story, but in terms of gameplay, I don't like it as much as like the others. So that's my takeaway from what like my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of story being Recoded, and my least favorite or the execution, because the story is pretty decent. It's just the execution of how they pulled the story and Recoded fell flat for me. And my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of gameplay being Dream Drop Distance, because they keep on forcing you to change characters. And it's frustrating as hell when you're in a boss battle. So, I will do what is my favorite Kingdom Hearts games. And in terms of like gameplay and story. So keep an eye out for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What is your guys' least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of story or the execution of how they approach the story? And what is your guys' least favorite Kingdom Hearts game in terms of gameplay? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you guys got any suggestions for like topics of like in Kingdom Hearts, in the Kingdom Hearts universe, that you guys want me to go over, please let me know also in the comment section down below. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video or live stream. Catch you guys later. Love you all. And thank you so much for watching this video.